Einstein, a German-born theoretical physicist.
Mediation and reconciliation work is about a profound quest for justice and social transformation. But at the same time, they are about service, solidarity, exploring and rediscovering the human spirit that has been lost or shattered through human conflict, cruelty, ignorance, and greed. For the past 3 days, we have witnessed what can be best be described as a pursuit which was intended at molding efficacious baton bearers of justice in order to fulfill this purpose.
Today, we are all gathered here on this virtual platform for the closing ceremony of the second International Mediation Competition put forward by Kerala Law Academy Law College in association with Kerala Law Academy Moot Court Society and the Kerala Law Academy Idea Forum.
Kerala Law Academy Law College, since its inception into the legal hippodrome by the legal luminary late Dr.N.Narayanan Sir in the year 1966, has always been a promoter of innovations in the field of legal education, consultancy, research, and in pioneering legal reforms, at the same time being a seat of excellence in them. It goes without saying, Kerala Law Academy is always a pace setter in bringing out the untapped nuances in the dynamics of inculcating erudition with the aid of state-of-the-art methods of education, which is apposite to meet the needs of changing times and teachers who are adept in their respective discipline.
Kerala Law Academy Moot Court Society is one of its kind in its whole fraternity of legal education, with the sole aim to bestow the students of Kerala Law Academy ample opportunities to foster the research skills, oral advocacy skills, legal drafting skills, and essential expertise to mold an individual into a seasoned litigator. Kerala Law Academy Idea Forum is in its consistent efforts to build an idea culture which will be the future of dispute resolutions owing to ever-increasing burden of judiciary. Though this International Mediation Academy aims to inculcating international ethos into Indian standards of ADR.
I extend a delightful evening to all those who are present here on this auspicious occasion. Today, we are blessed with the presence of esteemed personalities on this virtual dais.
Before we begin our valedictory session to this cosmic event, let's spend a minute in silence to cherish the memory of our beloved Dr.N.Narayanan Sir, who is the godfather of our legacy. Thank you all.
Leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goal. This statement is indeed true for all of us. We have Advocate Binu PM Sir, Assistant Professor, Kerala Law Academy Law College. He is an eminent academician, counselor, and jurist. From the bottom of my heart, I invite Advocate Binu Sir to officially welcome our guest into this valedictory session. Sir, please.
A delightful evening to one and all present here. Most respected Professor Dr. Anil G. Vaidya, Registrar, Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai. Professor Dr. Sanoj Rajan, Distinguished Professor of International Law and Human Rights, Zhejiang Gongshan University, Hangzhou, China. Professor Subrajyoti Gupta, Associate Professor, Jindal Global Law School. Advocate Dr.N.Narayanan Sir, Director, Kerala Law Academy Law College. Professor K. Anil Kumar Sir, Director, Administration, Faculty and Student Affairs, KLA. Professor Harindran K. Sir, Principal, Kerala Law Academy. Ashwin Rajiv, Joint Convener, Moot Court Society, Kerala Law Academy. Professor G. Anil Kumar, Professor Ajita Nair Ma'am, Faculty Conveners, Student Conveners, other faculty members, students, and other respected personalities present here. Today, we successfully completed the second international mediation competition organized by the Kerala Law Academy in association with the KLA, MCS, and IQAC. It is an honor and privilege have been given this opportunity to address everyone on this very special occasion. Every person expects to lead a happy life. For that, they try to gain more in their life. Life is like a race. Sometimes the race may lead to injuries or trouble to others. The sufferer usually approaches before the court in order to get appropriate remedy. Based on the social progress and economic development, the disputes also increases that can be solved through ADR mechanisms also. If the parties select ADR as a resolution mechanism, then they can solve their problem very easily without causing trouble to their relationship. It is very important merit of ADR. Mediation is one of the important ADR mechanism in the present scenario. Kerala Law Academy Law College is an eminent national level legal educational institution to give priority to personality development, social progress, nationality development through curricular and extracurricular activities, along with legal education, national and international seminars, webinars, and other competitions. I am proud to be a faculty in this institution. Taking this event further and to begin with a welcome address, I would like to move on to the formal welcome address. Today, we are immensely blessed with the presence of Professor Dr. N.G. Varyat. He is holding the charge of Registrar of Maharashtra National University, Mumbai. He also serves as the Director of Center for Research in Criminal Justice. Before joining Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai in 2019, he served as the Professor, Head of the institution and Deputy Director at Amity University's Law School, Mumbai. He has also served as a Professor, Officer on Special Duty, Head of the Department of PG Studies at Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, and Faculty in Charge and Coordinator of SNDT Women's University Law School. He has appeared before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the Clinical Establishment Registration and Regulation Bill 2007 with over 2 decades in the legal profession. He teaches constitutional law, corporate governance, international humanitarian law, cooperative public law, and environmental law. He has authorized 4 books and more than 30 articles. 3 PhDs have been awarded under his supervision. I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. We are extremely honored by the presence of Professor Dr. Sanoj Rajan, a distinguished professor of international law and human rights, Zhejiang Gongshang University, Hangzhou, China, visiting professor of Harvard University, visiting professor of Al-Farabi National University, Almaty, Kazakhstan, and visiting professor, National Christian University, Kinshasa, Congo. He has more than 20 years experience in academics and is a prolific writer who has written on several contemporary issues. I take this privilege to welcome you, sir, to this valedictory session. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Now we have the presence of Professor Subrajyoti Gupta, sir, Associate Professor, Jindal Global Law School. He practiced as an appellate litigator, primarily based in the Supreme Court of India and the High Court of Delhi. He has appeared as a junior counsel and was connected with all stages of many high-profile matters before the Supreme Court of India and the High Court of Delhi. His practice areas included commercial litigation, arbitration, constitutional and criminal law. Between 2009 and 2010, Mr. Gupta has successfully completed his LLM in international business law from the National University of Singapore. During his college days, Mr. Gupta was one of the student editor of his university law journal, AJR. He contributed a number of articles in publications like Indian Bar Review, a Journal of Intellectual Property, and Criminal Law Journal. His research interests including commercial law, arbitration, international trade law, constitutional law, and legal regulation of emerging technologies. A hearty welcome to you, sir. With immense respect, I would like to extend my warm welcome to Advocate Dr.N.Narayanan, Director of Kerala Law Academy, Law College, member of Bar Council of Kerala, a great environmentalist and nature lover, and always a constant supporter of all the activities in this college. He is a person with the qualities of good communicator, trainer, and a prolific administrator. He is a great visionary with high influential ideas and innovations, contributes new changes in our institute. With a deep sense of respect, I welcome you to this session, sir. I would like to extend a warm welcome to Professor K. Anil Kumar, sir, Director, Administration, Faculty, and Student Affairs at Kerala Law Academy, Law College. He is a highly accomplished professor with years of expertise in the field of legal education and other social motivational activities. An excellent administrator and a constant guiding light to everyone at the Law College. He provides motivation to faculties as students to achieve extreme and crisis management. On behalf of me and everyone, I welcome you, sir. Professor Harindran Keso, Principal, Kerala Law Academy, Law College, a multi-talented professional with a distinguished career. He is a person of great intelligence, efficiency, skill, and diligence. He is a part of every academic activities with full support and energy. I extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. Professor Anil Kumar, sir, and Professor Dr.N.Narayanan need no special introduction as they are part of our institution. For more than last 20 years, they are active in every academic and extracurricular activities which are carried out in this institution. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir and ma'am. I take this opportunity to welcome the faculty conveners of this event, Dr. Dakshina Saraswati, General Secretary, KLA MZS, Advocate Arya Sunil Paul, ma'am, Assistant Professor, KLA, Srimati Shalini, ma'am, Assistant Professor, KLA, and Mr. N.K. Shashidharan, sir, Assistant Professor, KLA, and student conveners, Gautam Vishwam, Ashwin Jaji, G.S. Gokul, Ajita Unitan, Lakshmi V.S., Anakayas, Ardra A.K., Arati S. Kumar, Pavati R.S., Anantu Suresh. Last but not least, I will welcome all the participants, teaching and non-teaching staff, volunteers, parents, and all those who are present here in this virtual platform to this function. Thank you once again. Welcome to you all.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome. I take this opportunity to welcome you too in the ceremony, sir. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Martin Luther King Jr. Now we have the presence of Professor Dr. N.Narayanan Valyat, who is holding the charge of Registrar of the Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, and also serve as the Director of Center for Research in Criminal Justice and the Chair Professor Director of Justice M.L. Pendant's Chair in Environmental Law. He has authorized 4 books and more than 30 articles. With immense pleasure, I welcome Professor Dr. N.Narayanan Valyat to address the valedictory session. Sir, please.
Thank you very much. Respected Chief Guest and the keynote speaker of the day, Professor Dr. N.Narayanan, Professor Subhajyoti Gupta, the Director of the Kerala Law Academy, Advocate Nagaraj, Principal Professor Harindran, members of the faculty, Dr. Anil Kumar, Dr. Ajita Nair, Dr. Daksha Saraswati, Arya Sunil, Ms. Shalini, and Sri N.K. Shashidharan, and all other members of the faculties and staff and students. And thank you very much for introducing me to Advocate Binu PM. And I'm so happy that such a big gathering is there on this online. Around 300 participants are here. First of all, I take this opportunity to extend my thanks to the Kerala Law Academy for inviting me to this program. And of course, I note with great respect the contribution Law Academy has made to the legal education in India, especially the contribution made by Professor Narayanan sir also. And I recall that Law Academy has always been in the forefront of introducing new programs, novel ideas, and the moot court competitions, which it has been conducting for years together, decades together, I must say, when there was only very few handful of competitions in India. I also had an occasion to be one of the judges in long, I think around about 20 years back in one of such programs. So now I'm so glad that Kerala Law Academy has hosted international mediation competition. As one of the competitors was telling, justice is always what people were always seeking for. Right from the day on which the human civilization has started living a civilized life, there has been seeking of justice. And with the progress of time and the number of litigations started increasing, the conventional legal system has more or less failed to give timely justice. If justice is not provided on time, it becomes a failure of justice in itself. So I heard when I was in my youthhood, people telling that a person, two people fighting the civil suit, the loser will become ash, reduced into ashes, and the winner become a charcoal. So there is no much difference between the winner and loser when it comes to the ultimate result. And therefore, we thought seriously of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms where arbitration has come to play a greater role. But what is required is a sense of informal settlement of dispute where parties are free to discuss among themselves, maybe at the instance of an intervener as a moderator or mediator, whatever it is. And the importance of mediation is that it plays a very vital role in bringing a win-win situation to both the parties in the dispute, all the parties in dispute, without following the technicalities of procedure. And it is something which is to be promoted. And of course, even the Supreme Court of India, when the former Chief Justice, Mr. Justice S.A. Bobde was the Chief Justice, he has required that all the law schools shall initiate, or the law colleges shall initiate some program in mediation. So here I am so happy that Law Academy has taken the lead in that, And I was also judging the final rounds of competition. And I must say that the participants have did their best in the competition. So it is, mediation is nothing but it is a need of the hour. And I do not want to comment much on this because the days to come are the days of mediation, especially when the mediation bill is in the process. And once the bill comes, it will also get a legal recognition and it will get more structured. Of course, at the same time, we should also know that India is not a new player in the field of mediation, because even in our epics and our literature, we have seen a lot of mediation, and we have seen the greatest ever mediator and the oldest ever mediator in Lord Krishna. So mediation is very much close to our heart. With these words, I wish all the participants a grand success, and also I once again appreciate the effort taken by Kerala Law Academy and the management and the faculties. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Now, I request Professor Dr. N.Narayanan, sir, to declare the winners of second international mediation competition put forward by Kerala Law Academy Law College in association with Kerala Law Academy Moot Court Society under KLA ADR Forum. Sir, please.
Thank you. Again, one of the most difficult tasks is to determine a winner and announce the results, because all the participants were good performers, but however, technically we have to come to the final result of winners and losers. Therefore, on the basis of the marks awarded by the judges, I am here to declare the results. The winners of the final international Kerala Law Academy International Mediation Competition is the Gita Ratnan International Business School, Delhi. Hearty congratulations to them. And runners-up are the School of Law, Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies, Bangalore. Congratulations to them also. And the best mediator is Mr. Prabhav Garg, Jindal Global Law School, Sonipat, Haryana. Thank you very much. Again, once again, what is to be noted here is that both the winners and runners-up are from management institution, not from law schools. That itself shows the importance of mediation today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for declaring the winners of second international mediation competition put forward by Kerala Law Academy Law College in association with Kerala Law Academy Moot Court Society under Kerala Law Academy ADR Forum. Now, I would like to congratulate Abhaya Gupta, Utkarsh Tiwari, Akshit Narula from Gita Ratnan International Business School, Delhi for securing first place. Shivanki Gupta, Neeli Mundra, Tanish Pawar from School of Law, NMIMS Institute of Management Studies, Bangalore for securing second place. Prabhat Kar from Jindal Global Law School, Sonipat, Haryana for securing the best mediator. Once again, I would like to congratulate all winners. Today, we are all in the presence of an eminent personality, Professor Dr. Sanush Rajan. He is the Distinguished Professor of International Law and Human Rights and visiting Professor of Al-Farabi National University and International Christian University. Thus, it's a matter of immense respect to welcome Professor Dr. Sanush Rajan for keynote address. So please.
Sorry, you are muted. You have to.
Yeah, it was muted from the university side. I was not able to do it. That's why I was showing my hand. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Distinguished fellow panelists, Professor Warrior, Professor Gupta, Kerala Law Academy Director, Advocate Dr.N.Narayanan, Professor Harindran, Principal, Kerala Law Academy, Professor Anil Kumar, Professor Ajita Kumari, Professor Binu, who had given an introduction to me, and other teaching and non-teaching staff, students of KLA, participants, and ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great privilege to be back at KLA, and I have had great memories of this institution, which I cherish even today. For those who don't know, I started my academic career as a lecturer in KLA almost 23 years back. And on this occasion, I would like to remember Dr.N.Narayanan Nair, the visionary founding director of KLA, who discovered the academic in me. And only because of his continuous persistence, I am in teaching and research. Otherwise, I would have continued my legal practice, which was my first priority at that point of time. So I'd like to remember him at this occasion, especially when I'm back in KLA after, I would say, almost a decade now. During my tenure at KLA, I was also a part of the faculty team which organized events like this, the prestigious KLA Moot and Client Counseling. Of course, there was no mediation competition at that point of time, and I could see that nowadays a lot of events are happening in KLA because I'm part of your Facebook community. So I get to know that you do wonderful events all throughout the year. And I think it is very important for any institution to have exposure or give exposure to their students through organizing events like this. So as expected, KLA team has organized the event really impeccably well, without any flaws. That is what I have seen while judging the finals of this competition. Kudos to the organizing team, both faculty and students. I understand that both of them have burned a lot of midnight oil to make this happen. Anyway, I have already mentioned about the participants' performance in the during the judging period itself, and all of them have showcased an excellent performance, and all of us judges were quite impressed with their performances. As Professor Warrior has mentioned, only one team or a couple of people could win the awards. But all of them have done very well, and the real award is their experiences in participating in events like this. In fact, I feel that as years pass, the performance of students goes up year after year. The performance I have seen like maybe 20 years before is not a match at all for what I have seen today. Moot court and client counseling and mediation, you name whichever competition, the things have changed a lot for better. And this is not a trend only in India, but all over the world, the efficiency and the output of students are increasing day by day. And I can vouch for it, as I have had the opportunity to judge competitions across the countries because I work in different jurisdictions. And let me tell you, some of the best performances I have seen is in our country compared to many other countries, including US as well as in Europe. And I think one of the cardinal reasons for this advancement in the explosion of, advancement in the performances is because of the explosion of information technology. Now you have everything at your fingertips, right? If you need information about a particular case, if you want to know more about mediation, you name it, it is at your disposal. That was not the case earlier. The research part of competitions like this used to be very, very tough and tedious in those days compared to today. And that is the reason why I think the performances of the participants also improved over the period of time. This is not to diminish what they have achieved, but it's a reality. But at the same time, I think the same technology is also posing a threat to the upcoming generations in their performances and probably their future as well. A lot of changes are coming. It was not like when I was a student and many of us in the panel were students. We had certain amount of certainty towards what we would be doing after our courses are over. But now the changes because of the explosion of information technology and new technologies coming up. Nobody has an idea what is going to happen in the future. So is the case with mediation, because we all boast now alternate dispute resolution is the way forward compared to the ordinary litigation proceedings. But is that true? Is it going to be the next thing in the future? We are not sure yet because of the changing scenario, changing technologies, etc. I would like to share an example, an experience actually. I had very recently, a couple of weeks back, I was on a core group of experts discussing conflict resolution possibilities in Russia-Ukraine war as a part of some international organizations. And one of the possibilities discussed there was to use artificial intelligence technology to mediate conflict, especially the ongoing Russian-Ukraine war. As you may know, the interstate conflict resolutions, many times the high officers like UN facilitate the negotiation. And mediators are not very important because states may not entrust or trust mediators in that way. So high officers or maybe another state's office, friendly states government might offer for a mediation there. So the question was whether AI can be used instead of human element in mediation. So this was not a discussion on mediation, but it was rather exploring the possibility of using artificial intelligence to enable mediation in the Russian-Ukraine war. As you may know, because both the countries have their own views and they are adamant on what should be done and what should not be done. So human interference or the other states' interference into that matter, it was not that quite easy. The discussion also went to the level where we all started discussing whether the use of AI or artificial intelligence instead of human element in mediation and negotiation will be a threat to the mediation setup we have today, and of course the upcoming generations of professionals who focus on all these things. It's a genuine fear. Already AI bots like ChatGPT, Quillbot, etc., have created commotion in professional work. You know that now convincing, drafting of legal documents doesn't need a lawyer's help. It can be, easily done by a layman with the use of all these bots, artificial intelligence setup you have in various applications. So the question is, as professionals, do we need to worry about these new technologies? Or is it a false alarm? Especially, let's have a look at whether that is something very, very, very important as far as mediation, as we are having a mediation competition. I was thinking, what if we analyze the mediation scenario and how AI will impact upon the mediation activities at international level? I'm not talking about the national level mediations. I'm talking about the international interstate mediations, because that is where more support would come in that sense. Of course, there are a lot of politics and human element which are required. And one of the panelists who were discussing there mentioned that this is a false alarm, because AI is not something which is gonna really change the way things work in the world, and it is just an hype around AI. That's what he was mentioning, but I think it is not, because Take, for example, the Google's parent company, Alphabet. A couple of weeks back, it lost almost 100 billion, if I'm not wrong, not even 10, 100 billion market value in a single day after its artificial intelligence technology, which was competing with ChatGPT, went wrong in its first demo show. And it hasn't, Alphabet hasn't really recovered from that 100 billion mark. I mean, losses, all which it got some days back. Not only that, I also have personal experiences. I don't know whether in India, as of now, this is a problem. Because as I'm teaching abroad, teaching students from different countries, different jurisdictions as of now, as a teacher, I'm personally worried about how to distinguish the genuinity of a class assignment submitted by a student, as simple as that. Now, it is possible that it could get written by an AI board like ChatGPT or Quill board. So things have changed to an extent where now plagiarism check softwares cannot recognize an artificial intelligence generated work, essay, for example. So it is for sure artificial intelligence is going to change the way we work and, more importantly, the way we live. I'm sure all of you agree with that, But of course, we need to carefully navigate between the hype, which I mentioned, the hype around that AI and the dystopian vision of technology they carry. So if you look at mediation, which is being influenced by AI, and there are a lot of literature on that, how AI is supporting mediation, conduct of mediation, etc. If you analyze mediation, as all the experts here would agree, it relies fundamentally on the trust built between a mediator or a mediation team and the parties. So the reason why mediation is a success compared to negotiation is that in negotiation, parties alone will negotiate with each other and come up with a solution, which may or may not happen. Including a mediator is better for a situation, tackling a problem, because both the teams, even though they don't agree to each other, they don't trust each other, they might trust the mediation team, which is there to guide the mediation. So the trust element is very important. So I think that trust element, that human element, is cardinal to, important to a mediation process as of now. And in today's technology, as far as I know, I'm not a technocrat, but as far as I know, as far as I have read and researched, the AI applications as a tool cannot provide that trust element which a human mediator or a human mediator team can produce. And most commonly, it is believed that the trust depends on the interpersonal skills of the mediator and their teams. So we cannot view AI applications as of now as a tool that provide neutral perceptions of conflict and parties involved on which trust can be built almost automatically. So it is not possible. For example, the algorithmic biases, biased data, it is possible to tackle, tweak the technology in such a way that the software could be biased towards a particular party. So that trust element as of now, and it is also possible, even if it is made in such a way that it is neutral and beneficial for both, it could be altered by using various ways like inserting a virus for that matter. So because of that reason, I would say at this point of time, the relevance of mediation with a human element is still relevant, and it will go like that for the time being. But we never know what artificial intelligence can do in the coming future. It could be an immediate feature as well. So Hence, due to this trust issues mentioned, certainly I think there are only 3 areas in which AI applications can usefully support the work of mediators and their teams. They could be supporting knowledge management and background research, which is already being done using technology and artificial intelligence. Generating good understanding of the issue, especially conflict. I'm talking about the conflict resolution mediation and the parties to the conflict. And finally, creating a greater inclusivity of mediation process because of the reach of technology in today's world. So I think students, like the students who have participated in today's competition, can look forward to a career in mediation, arbitration mediation, and negotiation, which is very important in today's world, as Professor Warrior has mentioned already. That is the way forward. The litigation part is no longer considered as the way to solve issues. Okay, so I think I will stop it here due to the paucity of time. And once again, I wish all the participants good luck for their future endeavors. And I would also like to thank the organizers, especially the organizing team of KLA of this program, for inviting me. Thank you so much.
I extend my heartfelt thanks to you, sir, for your valuable words of wisdom. And we are extremely honored and privileged to have you on the board with us. Now, we have the presence of Professor Subrajyoti Gupta, sir, who is the Associate Professor at Jindal Global Law School. He has practiced as an appellate litigator, primarily based in Supreme Court of India and the High Court of Delhi. He contributed a number of articles in publications like Indian Bar Review, Journal of Intellectual Property, and Criminal Law Journal. With immense respect, I welcome Professor Subrajyoti Gupta, sir, for the special address. Sir, please.
Thank you. Good evening, respected Professor Variat, Professor Rajan, Advocate Vinu PM. Thank you for having me here today. So since and my warm congratulations to the winning team and all the participants in this competition. So I see good things in your future. Since we are gathered today here on the occasion of the second mediation competition, let me take this opportunity to speak a few words about 3 things. First is about mediation itself. The second is about future of mediation in this country. And third is how it might impact the professional careers of the students who are in law school today, right? So first, mediation as defined in the Singapore Mediation Convention is a process whereby parties try to reach an amicable settlement of the dispute with the assistance of a neutral or a set of neutrals who we call mediators, right? So this term is often interchangeably used with conciliation, though under Indian law, those 2 things are different, right? So how does this process work? Of course, in mediation, what you do is what the mediator tries to do is to figure out the interest of the party over the position taken by the party. The interest of the party is basically what he actually wants vis-a-vis the position of the party, which is what he says he wants. For example, I had ordered a micro oven from Amazon, right? The product first did not come, and the product, when it came defective, right? So I was fighting to return it. I was threatening Amazon that I'll sue them, I'll do this and do that, right? So you see, if this matter had gone to a mediator and the mediator had to mediate between me and Amazon, you'd see that what is my interest? My interest is to get a micro oven in working condition, right? Without paying extra for the product. What is the interest of Amazon? The interest of Amazon is not to pay further monies and just sort of end this matter, right? So regardless of what I am saying, what they are saying, the mediator has to figure out what is the interest of the parties and try to nudge them towards a, middle point where both their interests is aligned and we have a settlement. So if you look at it, like the process of mediation itself, it's essentially something which involves people skill. It's a kind of skill that you would expect from maybe from therapists, from retail workers, from marketing people, right? You should know and understand people and how to handle them, and that is the key skill of the mediator, right? If that is the case, then do you actually need to have lawyers, right? I would say that actually lawyers are still, legal practitioners still would have some edge in mediation over other professions. I'll come back to it. Now, of course, the way the mediator does it, like over the period of time, I mean, if you have already fetched through a mediation competition, so this may be old news to some of you, but the way a mediator does is that the mediators over a period of time has developed this toolkit. This is called active listening. That is, you listen what people really want, you hear what they're saying over and above whatever the emotions they're projecting there right now. You reframe it. That is to say, you frame it in a way which is rational and which aligns to their interest, not what their emotional argument is right now. And of course, you give them a reality check. Reality check simply means that you tell them that, listen, you say that you are going to take Amazon to court, but do you really have the time and money to pursue a corporation over a period of maybe 2 years for some trivial product, right? So that's a reality check, that what is going to happen in the real life, right? Now, why? As I said, that these things could be done by anybody. Anybody who understand people, who understand this can be done. Why lawyers? So the lawyers basically have two advantages here. First of all is that law is providing the superstructure for mediation. That is to say that a mediation, whatever, like you can go through the mediation, but what you want is a binding product, right? Something which you can use. So this bindingness comes from internationally, it would come from the Singapore Convention. Nationally, we did not have a system. We had to enforce it through an arbitration award or a consent decree. Now, of course, we have the Mediation Act, which I believe is before the Rajya Sabha, right? So the lawyers understand this bindingness better. Something more the lawyer understands is the lawyer understands that mediation, though it is strictly speaking not a legal thing, right? Unlike, say, arbitration or litigation, where you are trying to decide the rights of the parties, here what you are trying to do is to reconcile the interest of the parties, right? However, still mediation works in the shadow of law, right? So a lawyer better understands things like Bhatna and Vatna, which are very clever ways of saying what is the best outcome if you do not have a negotiated agreement, and what is the worst outcome if you do not have a negotiated agreement. So a lawyer understands better than somebody who does not have formal legal training. The lawyer is also better at giving them a reality check because of his acquaintance with the law courts and the process, right? Having said that, lawyers must, as Professor Rajan also pointed out, lawyers must prepare themselves for a future. The law students of today must prepare yourself for the future, where mediation or other forms of ADR is the predominant method of dispute resolution. Why? Firstly, because mediation is cheaper. Cheaper not in the sense like mediation, of course, you have to pay the mediator and there are costs involved, but it's still cheaper because you do not incur the opportunity cost. See, a commercial world works on relationships. You build up relationships over a period of time. Like your supplier who gives you the product, I mean, that is the main inventory of your trade, right? If you lose this relationship, if you lose the supplier, then you are really in a problem, right? This relationship would be destroyed if you enter into a litigation or an arbitration. If you do via mediation, you can still preserve it. So the opportunity cost of mediation is low. Secondly, quite possibly mediations are faster because I mean, mediations can be slow, but mediations are will be faster because it does not have the procedural steps that you need to have in arbitration or litigation. And then, as I said, that of course it maintains relationship, it maintains your peace of mind. You cannot put a money value to that, right? Who wants to go around courts? I remember when I was an appellate litigator, I used to just look at the face of the people who have appeared before a court. I mean, it seemed that they are standing in front of an operating theater. They are having a heart operation today, right? So you get out of that stress and pressure situation. So that itself is invaluable. So compulsory, and of course, in India, we are insisting on mediation. We are putting compulsory pre-litigation mediation in all our acts. I think it was there in the Commercial Courts Act. It was there somewhere in those Consumer Protection Act, and the Mediation Act itself has it. So the state is backing it. So prepare for a future when ADR is the way to go, right? Now here, I take a step back, though I was not actually planning to address this, but since Professor Rajan has so beautifully talked about it. So mediation is one place where it would be very difficult to sort of displace the lawyers, the humans. Why? Because in mediation, remember, unlike in a litigation or an arbitration in an adjudicatory mode, you are not trying to derive a rational solution. What you are trying to derive is a solution which makes both the parties happy, or both the parties think that they have, I mean, this is the best they could have done, right? And this is something only a human being can do. Unless, of course, we make some kind of AI that understand people better than people understand themselves, right? And this would be very challenging to accomplish. So I think, speaking for myself, I think that in coming years, AI is going to actually push out human involvement from a lot of places, especially the work which is done today by the junior advocates, like your routine research, filings. These can be done very efficiently by AI. So the human element of law will actually be directed towards these type of socially derived skills, right? Like mediation, negotiation, people handling, right? Now, having said that, in law, I mean, the law school curriculum itself needs to address that. And I mean, also, this has been rightly pointed out. The Supreme Court itself has underlined it. The Bar Council of India, I think, also came out with some rules on this. To handle mediation or any kind of ADR, you need more than the Socratic skills, which we imbibe in the law schools, right? The rational arguing skills, the thinking like a lawyer. We also need to imbibe other kinds of intelligence, for example, emotional intelligence and social intelligence. Emotional intelligence is generally defined as an ability to understand and use and manage your emotions in positive ways to resolve stress, communicate effectively, and empathize and diffuse conflict. Social intelligence is the ability to manage and understand interpersonal relationships. So these are traditionally law schools, we have not really focused on it, but I think we are going in that direction. How to imbibe it? Of course, you have the clinical programs, and competitions like this help immensely in developing those skills. Right. So I would stop here today. Let me not be prolix. So I would say to the students of today, like, look into the crystal ball, see what the future is, and build up your skills, because the world that you would inhabit will be very different from the world we did, right? Thank you once again for having me today. It has been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Gratitude is not only the greatest wishes, but the parent of all others, says Cesario. From the bottom of my heart, I welcome Mr. Ashwin Raju, student co-convener of Kerala Law Academy Wood Court Society, to give a vote of thanks to this valedictory session. Ashwin, please.
Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. These are the words of Henry Ward Beecher. A very warm good evening to one and all, respected dignitaries, faculty members, volunteers, students, and my dear participants. It is my privilege to be enshrined with the duty of extending gratitude to all those who made this event reach its epitome. I consider it as an absolute privilege to present the vote of thanks of the second international mediation competition organized by the Kerala Law Academy Law College, Perurkada. I would like to first extend my heartfelt gratitude to the late Dr.N.Narayanan, founder Kerala Law Academy, who always remains as an inspiration for us for conducting these events. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Anil G. Variath, Director of the Center for Research in Criminal Justice, and the Chair, Professor and Director of Justice M.L. Pensechaya in Environmental Laws for providing us with such an enlightening valedictory address. It was truly informative, sir. Sir, on behalf of Kerala Law Academy and my own behalf, I thank you, sir. With immense respect, I would now extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Sanuj Rajan, Professor of International Law and Human Rights, Zhejiang Hongjiang University, China, affiliated to SHI Harvard University, who is also a visiting professor of Al-Farabi National University. He is also the visiting professor of International Christian University, Congo. I take this opportunity to thank Sir for providing us with such a fruitful speech. Sir, on behalf of Kerala Law Academy and on my personal behalf, I thank you, sir. I would like to thank this opportunity to thank Professor Surajyoti Gupta, Associate Professor, Jindal Global Law School, for such a marvelous address. It was extremely enlightening. Sir, on behalf of Kerala Law Academy and on my behalf, I thank you, sir. With utmost respect, I would like to extend my vote of thanks to Advocate Dr.N.Narayanan, sir, Director of Kerala Law Academy Law College, Advocate of High Court of Kerala, Chairman of the Kerala Law Academy Moot Court Society, and who is also a member of the Bar Council of Kerala. He has always supported us with every activity in the college and has also encouraged us to do our best. We are indebted to you, sir, for being a pillar of strength and for giving us courage. I thank you, sir, for your hard work and effort. I take this opportunity to thank Professor K. Anil Kumar, sir, Director, Administration, Students and Faculty Affairs, Kerala Law Academy Law College. He is a brilliant academician with the years of experience in the field of legal education. Sir, I express my genuine vote of thanks to you, sir, for being the pillar of support to us. Now, Professor Harindran K., our principal, is always a source of inspiration to all academic activities in this college. He always extends his support and guidance to all the competitions. He also supports us with conferences, international seminars, and workshops organized by this college. On behalf of Kerala Law Academy, teachers, students, and non-teaching members, and on my own behalf, I propose a sincere thanks to Sri Harindran sir from my bottom of my heart. Professor G. Anil Kumar sir and Professor Ajita Nair ma'am has always been a steadfast support system for more than 20 years. I owe you a sincere debt of gratitude for all your assistance. Thank you, sir and ma'am. Now, I take this opportunity to thank Advocate Binu P.M., Assistant Professor, Kerala Law Academy, for delivering the welcome address of this function. I would also like to thank the faculty conveners of the event, Dr. Dakshina Saraswati, General Secretary, Kerala Law Academy Moot Court Society, Srimati Sharani A.P., Assistant Professor, Kerala Law Academy, Mrs. Priya M.K., Assistant Professor, Kerala Law Academy, Advocate Arya Sunil Paul, Assistant Professor, Kerala Law Academy, and Mr. N.K. Shashidharan, Assistant Professor, Kerala Law Academy Law College. I would also like to thank the student conveners, Gautam Vishwam, G.S. Gokul, Anjada Unitan, Lakshmi V.S., Anaga S., Ardra A.K., Adira S. Kumar, Parvati R.S., and Anandu Suresh. Finally, I would like to express my special thanks to our IT team, who always have provided us with the technical support which is significant to do the virtual nature of this event. Now, I conclude by extending my sincere thanks to all the parents, students, teachers, and non-teaching staff, and all those who are present here to make this function a great success. Thank you.
Thank you so much for expressing your heartfelt vote of thanks to this valedictory session. I take this opportunity to extend my gratitude towards you two for your contribution. We cannot conclude it without adequately acknowledging the efforts put to bring this event to its finality. We have the behind-the-scenes video acknowledging the same, and here we go. that it indeed paid homage to the tremendous amount of work to bring this event to its polished version.
With this, we have come to the end of second international mediation competition put forward by Kerala Law Academy Law College in association with Kerala Law Academy Mood Court Society and the Kerala Law Academy India Forum. Before we drop the curtain of this resplendent event, I request all of you to rise up for national anthem. Thank you all.
In the satisfaction of fulfilling the duty of finding out the best motors from teams across the country, we reached the end of this monumental event. Thank you all for your kind patience and cooperation.
This is Aditi Alan and Akshara signing off. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.